Everybody, today we're going to do a little bit of a channel update on to see what's going to be coming up hobby-wise. I have not had a lot of time to do hobby stuff this week. I've been working, I put in about 60 hours this week, so I've been kind of too tired to do any real work. So the main body of the big track has not had anything done to it. It's still just red. But I have finished all the little magnetized bits here. So well, almost all of them. I say I do the grot. So I've finished the driver, all three weapon options, and the turret, and then the turret blank here. That is, those parts are at least all done. So it looks pretty good at least when it's sitting on here. Yeah, that's basically where the driver's going to be standing. So yeah, that's all I've done on the big track, or pretty much anything else hobby-wise this week. So let's talk about what things going up. So I am committed to getting this big track finished here, but I've got some terrain still I've been working on, of course. Starting with the Cromlech Mech Shop, which is still just primer. I've had this thing forever, and I haven't done anything with it yet. Now there's a mech shop in the Codex. Might actually be worth painting up. I don't think the mech shop is worth taking or spending the 80 points on, but it's definitely interesting. But I can definitely paint this thing up and get it done. This is a pretty substantial, intricate terrain piece. That will take some time to paint up. So that's why I've kind of been hesitant on it. But yeah, that's one project. I'm going to cobweb on it here. And I've still got the Ork Barracks here too, which is again just primered and with cobwebs. And this is of course filler primer. If you're going to do MDF, you really should use filler primer, because that'll seal the wood up and fill in all the pores very nicely. So yeah, so there's the barracks here to do. Not made any progress with that. And lastly is the big stack of stuff covered in dust, which is going to be a terrain piece with the cargo containers and ladders and steps and bridges and stuff on here. And then I realized I got this 12 by 12 piece of plywood to put it for the base for the stuff, and it's just not big enough for everything. I mean, if I really want this terrain piece like I was thinking, it's going to be a lot bigger than a 12 by 12, which is kind of surprising. I thought it was going to be, a 12 by 12 would be more than sufficient for what I'm doing here, but apparently not. Apparently I need a much bigger piece or multiple pieces, but so I haven't gone through any thought process or design process on exactly how I want this to look yet. So there's just a bunch of puzzle pieces sitting here waiting for me to do something with them. And these bridges, they come apart in little sections, so you have up to, you have 2 3s, a 4 and a 2, or just kind of 2 4s or 3 2s, whatever you want to do. These are modular bridges, so you can do any of those any way you want. If you got the cargo containers, I did both the Frontline Gaming one and the Dollar Store Bank ones, and then we got a whole bunch of pieces of MDF I've broken off. And there's a whole lot more here to do. And these, this is it here. This is the ladders, staircases. So I figured staircases up to the top of these, the bridges across, 2 of them, or whatever. But yeah, so that's where this project's at. It's nowhere. I have no idea what I was thinking. I was thinking kind of like a pile of stuff, some line of sight blocking here with these crates, good enough to hide infantry behind or whatever. I might need to get more. I think this could be a pretty substantial centerpiece of a table, which means it might need some extras. And what I mean by extras, I mean lights. but that's obviously a pretty substantial project at that point. It's gone from putting a few pieces on a board and calling good to a major project. And especially, as I said, if I want to do something like that, I'm going to need a bigger base and more cargo containers. And then figure out exactly what I want lit up and how. Yeah, so this is another back burner project. I suppose I should put it in somewhere to keep the dust off of it, but I'm not quite sure yet. And that's really all I got going on. The only other... Oh, that's not true. I do have some other stuff going on, so hold on just 1 second here. Let me put this stuff away. Some very minor other things going on here. All that stuff. Away here. Okay. As far as Dark Angels go, I got pretty much all of it done. The only thing I still have the Dark Talon to paint, but that's very minor. So I did pick up this guy. This is one of the Space Marine heroes. My friendly local game store got in for $7. You know, these little models for $7 is not a bad deal, but this is the one I got. And you know what? I don't understand what the big deal is. I guess it's the same with the anniversary. It's just a Space Marine. And his bolt, especially this bolter, is completely plain. There's hardly any details or anything going on with it whatsoever. It's just boring. So I'm probably going to be replacing that shoulder pad with a Dark Angel shoulder pad. And probably replacing the bolter with something more ornate. Because it's just boring. And we also finally got around to doing this guy. So in the old codex, there was, in the 7th edition Dark Angel stuff, there was a command squad that had an apothecary as part of the command squad. Now the apothecary is a separate model. So I needed a 5th Black Knight to go into the unit that used to be where the apothecary was. So that's why I got this. I think I paid like $4 for the bike, some extra fine cast plasma guns I had lying around, and that's going to be my Black Knight for that unit. So that'll give me 15 Black Knights again, plus the apothecary. So just some very minor Dark Angel stuff going on, which I will do, kind of break up the orc stuff from time to time. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. Of course, I will be ramping up talking about orcs again, Volume 3, and I will continue to futz around with army lists. I'll probably end up, to be honest, I could be experimenting with Codex for years. There's so much stuff in here that's playable. There's just so many things you want to try, so many things to combos, and it's amazing. But yeah, so I don't even have time to build separate lists. So this week's game is going to be the same list as it was last week, with the Evil Sun's trucks and the Bad Moon's Dakajets, because I just can't really be bothered to come up with anything else for a while, because I'd rather be painting this than coming up with army lists. But we will definitely be playing the orcs and L, every single possible flavor, over the upcoming months and years. So any questions, let me know. What would you like to see? Would you like to see some of that train stuff? Maybe I can make next week's video just on that cargo container train, and maybe we can work out something on how to make it look cool. But for now, that's it. I'm going to keep trying to finish this thing up, and I'll talk to you later.